Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Van Duzer.
And it's Mrs. Pollock coming to you from our homes.
We figured we should get together and record a video for you just to say hi and show you what's going on this week in our Google Classrooms.
Absolutely. You know, it's so much fun teaching you this way. Wanted to remind you that in school every day, you go to Mrs. Van Duzer's classroom and you come to my classroom. So you should do the same thing when you're home as well. Check in with both of us each and every day.
Okay, so do you want to screen share first, Mrs. Pollock?
I think I'd like you to screen share first if you
Okay,
don't mind.
so what we're going to do is we're going to show you our screens on our computers so you can see our Google Classroom. Can you see it okay, Mrs. Pollock?
I can. It looks great. I love that new gift that you made.
Thank
That's
you.
so
So
cool.
I made this fancy little, I guess you'd call it a GIF. That's how you pronounce it. I updated the background for you guys. And like Mrs. Pollock, who started streaming her classwork, I learned how to do that and started doing the same thing. I started recording chapters of The Thief of Always, kind of figuring out where we left off. I'll try to do one a day, and some of them you can hear my children in the background, so you just have to be a little patient with that. There's a tab called Access to Books. That's a video I made so that you guys can see how to use library.com. I know some of you said you're running out of books. You can click on that and see the video. Chapter 17, to go back to Thief of Always, I started making them to turn in. You don't have to listen to it, but I was just curious as who listens to it. So if you listen to it, turn it in so I know that you heard the story. And then this week, we are also going to focus on a little bit of theme. You probably can't see this in your Google Classroom yet, but I will update this to give you some tools to help you reference in case you forgot what theme is. And every day in the stream, you will have your daily reading check-in where you just tell me what you're reading, how often, and every day I'll do a couple different questions. All right, I'm going to stop my share now.
That looked great, Mrs. Van.
Sorry.
No, that looked really good. I love how you did
Yeah.
that. All right, so now I'm going to try to share my screen, which is going to be very interesting. Mrs. Van Duzer is a really great teacher. She's been helping me learn how to do this. So let's see if I learned my lesson. So I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I'm going to share my desktop with you. And hopefully it's going to pop up soon. I know Mrs. Van Duzer, you'll let me know if it gets there.
Yep, I'm seeing it.
You're seeing it.
I'm seeing you find your classroom.
Okay, awesome. I'm just making sure that you can see that there's a classroom for each of you, morning and afternoon. We'll just dive into the afternoon class. They're quite the same. So when you come into classroom, just like Mrs. Van Duzer, you'll land on the stream page. In our classroom, this is where I share announcements with you, or I'll share something fun perhaps. You can see that the last time I shared in there was last week when we had our Slumdog competition going on. Love to see the challenge going there. We'll post a new one for this week, and I will post the results for last week's competition tomorrow. If you click into the classwork tab, you can see that both Mrs. Van Duzer and I are trying to streamline our classwork pages for you so that you can find things easily. At the top, you can see that I have the home learning calendars. So if you wanted to see the home learning calendar, you can click right here and you can get the document that Mrs. Van Duzer and I shared with you in the on the school website. If you scroll down through the week, you can see each day, Monday, March 30th, which is the first day of our learning week this week. You can open up the day and you can get to the assignments that are needed for that day. So on Monday, March 30th, you're going to be starting some geometry. You'll be kicking off our polygon or looking at polygons. There's the lesson that you would have seen in class with me, as well as a Think Central link to go to. And then as Mrs. Van Duzer reminded you, she has a check-in and I do too. I've put mine in each of the days of the week. So just remember to check in with us every day because that lets us know that you're with us and lets us know that you're here. Quick reminder as well, if you see turn in, try to remember to turn things in. Of course, right now, nobody's turned it in because it hasn't started, but I noticed that's something that we should develop a habit about turning things in when we're using them. I think that's all I have, Mrs. Van Duzer. How about you?
Okay. No, I don't think I have anything else.
All right, just stop my share.
There we go.
All right.
We just miss you guys a lot, and it helps us when you hop on Google Classroom so we know who's who has access to the computer. You can always email us. Your parents can message us through Remind. I know Mrs. Pollock and I usually talk every day, sometimes all day long,
I know.
and we share a lot of tips back and forth. Even students who are checking in with me, and some might be checking in with Mrs. Pollock. So this week, I think my focus is to get everyone to check in with both of us the best that we can.
I would like that too, because I know we talk all the time and we compare notes about who's been there and what kids are doing, and it helps us to be able to know that you're with us. Just a note about the math that I'm assigning this week. I always have a tendency to put plenty of extra stuff in. So when you're looking at for example, Tuesday, playing with polygons, there's lots of ideas. Please don't feel pressured to do every single idea. Some of you are working so super hard and you're trying to do every single thing that we post. And I just want you to know that I'm not expecting you to do all of the polygon art projects. You can if you want to, but I'm really wanting you to choose something every day to work on in math. Make sense?
Yep, I think that's a good point, Mrs. Pollock, because this week I always ask the kids to read 30 minutes. That's our main focus. We do that in class every day. That's a big thing you guys have to do. But there'll be a theme Flipgrid to talk about that you can post on, and then there'll also be extra theme resources. You don't have to use them. You don't have to do them. But if you want to, you can.
I think that's really great. And I'm so glad the kids are still reading because that's so important. Math is a little different because math isn't necessarily something that we just plop down in the living room and do on our own.
Right.
So I do have some things that might be considered like schoolwork or I won't say jobs, but I do want you to not get overwhelmed with the things that I do post for you. I can't wait to see you all though.
I know, me too.
It's a little different at home, isn't it?
It's very different.
Absolutely. So
All right.
the kids can reach out to us if they need us. And
Yep. Send us an email,
absolutely.
comment on Google Classroom, whatever
Definitely.
you guys need.
I'm wondering if people can figure out can they post a picture on Google Classroom, I wonder?
I don't think you can.
Okay.
I was looking into that, but no,
Okay.
I don't think you can.
Because one of the things I was thinking this week with some of the math art projects, I'd love it if the kids send pictures of the work that they're doing.
What I read is you could maybe make a Google slide for everyone,
Okay.
and they all could put their picture in the slide. So
Okay.
there's an idea.
There's an idea. And for now, they could just email us some pictures of what they're doing at home because it would be really fun to be able to share those pictures with all the kids so that they can see each other
Right. I
like
think
they
that
would
be
in class
great,
every day. All right.
Okay.
All righty.
We'll see you guys soon.
It was nice seeing you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.